Here he is on the ball. Nanda Kumar was taking Roman Philippou with him. Short ball again, cut out by Falguni. I've got plate and silver on the bench, don't forget as well. Amami East Bengal. Given away, parted with a foot in, Falguni. Having to play very deep at the moment. That's into the moments, and there's defence, but light pressure. United, that could spell trouble in this second half.
Yes, especially with the creativity now that the spark on the midfield and Malmö East Bengal just need to be bright and smart with how they play. But you can see, I think it's a clever move by Bagrat in terms of putting Mahesh out onto that left-hand side and getting at Dinesh, who was often left exposed if Nesta doesn't quite track back and do his defensive duties.
Well, already a bit of bad temperness at the start of the second half. Party went down on the far side, and there was nothing given again. Pedro Benali furious. There was the challenge. It was a high move that caught him after he'd gone past. It was Borja. There's a yellow card there for Dinesh. The North East coach will just have to watch it. He was booked in the first half. Here comes the change for North East United. It's going to be Ibsen that's coming on and Nesta that's going off, so a change just 5 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned it throughout the first half. Obviously not quite had the impact that he's probably been having games, and just drifting in from their right hand side, just obviously leaving Dinesh exposed also on a yellow card as well, so obviously Ibsen could just come in playing out and out as a number 9, and Manvir I'd expect to just tuck in on that right hand side and support Dinesh when they don't have the ball.
Ibsen, who started in his native Brazil, moved to Cyprus, then went to Portugal and Thailand with Samut Prakan City. Already off the mark for his new club in this competition. Dinesh with a throw. Let's hope both sides can keep 11 players on the pitch, because such is at stake. The crowd as well, you can hear their reaction every time there's a foul. Just adding to the stakes here in this semi-final. Here's Cabra. Good pressure from North East United, just forcing Amami East Bengal back towards their own goals, and back there it was the man pushing that pressure on. Mandar. Challenge again. Coming in from Manvir that time. There's Jordan Elsey. Crespo. Borja. Really getting much joy in the final third at the moment. It's a good shape by North East United. Ball. Ibsen back behind the ball. That's a lovely ball played through for Mahesh. He can stand in a good cross. Nicely taken by Nanda Kumar. Blocked by Philippou. Just hoping they'd created in the second half, but once again North East stood their ground. Sol Crespo. Nanda Kumar. Around the challenge of Philippou. Now Falguni on the break, 3 against 3. Jordan Elsey chasing back. Manvir to run at Manvir. Mandar rather takes him wide. And the challenge from Chungunga that goes out off Manvir's shin. So good covering there for the defender, but that's the danger. He's trying to catch Amami East Bengal on the break. And here's that chance at the other end.
Yeah, I think where Ibsen gives you an out ball, if they're going to drop deeper now, they're going to lose the press, they're going to lose their intensity a bit higher up the pitch, but they're then going to gain from it is that part of the Goy and Manvir double up in the wide areas and help the fullbacks. They're going to be maybe dropped deeper for longer, like you can see here, 2 banks of 4.
They're right in the challenge again. Mandar. Ball in towards Severio. Good header away that line.
Up against Mahesh now and Nanda on that opposite side, just with the support of fullbacks overlapping as well.
Cabra forward, Falguni. Nice ball over the top, Ibsen. Mando was the furthest man back. Just run that out of play slightly, just leaving Ibsen forward. He wanted to try and take it quickly. There's a free kick. There's going to be a yellow card for... Come on, there is it. Carlos Cuadrat is getting a yellow. I think it is Carlos Cuadrat. So both coaches have now been booked. Well, the referee's taking no nonsense from the benches again this season. Aditya Prakasta shows the yellow to Carlos Cuadrat.
I'm not really sure that was about. Obviously, they're behind in the game. It's not like they were time wasting. It seems a mandate now from the referees, and I support you when you mention that the referees have had very good games so far in the tournament. But one thing that they're asked to do now is just obviously trying to clean up the acts of coaches, head coaches, technical staff, support staff in that dugout area and in between the white lines.
I know it's one thing that they've been trying to clamp down on, speaking to Trevor Kettle, the AIFF's head of referees, about coaches on the sideline, because we already saw Owen Coyle booked from the sideline for one of Chennai's games. Falguni's ball in. Quite had the impact in the first half with that ball in. There's Tondomba's ball forward again. Falguni's onside and in behind here. Might be tempted to go on his own here. Falguni! Oh, wonderful finish! And the youngster continues to impress. The new man in that lineup behind the front two has put North East United into a 2-0 lead. Work to do for Imami East Bengal, but it's another moment of magic from Konsam Falguni, who gets his second goal of this tournament and continues to impress.
Yeah, Konsam Falguni, he's been absolutely superb in previous games as well. Got a great first touch, hasn't he? As we've mentioned in the kind of prehab into the game, he's got guile, he's got agility with the ball. No pressure on him at all, allowed just to drift inside, nobody coming out to support, and he's just able to pick his spot into that far corner through a crowd of bodies. Brilliant off either feet, so technically proficient, able to hit it right or left, allowed just to drift in these games as well.
Falguni, who gets his second goal of this
first touch, hasn't he? As we've mentioned in the kind of prehab into the game, he's got guile, he's got agility with the ball. No pressure on him at all, allowed just to drift inside, nobody coming out to support, and he's just able to pick his spot into that far corner through a crowd of bodies. Brilliant off either feet, so technically proficient, able to hit it right or left on that occasion, can drag it inside onto his left and then just steer it into that far corner, just out of reach of the goalkeeper.
Well, delight on the sidelines for Juan Pedro Benali. Great goal from Falguni. Confidence, ability, and now a real mountain to climb for Imami East Bengal. I just wonder how long it'll be before we see the introduction of Clayton Silva. Here's Sol Crespo. Now Chakrabarti. Wayward ball, that's going to go straight through to Mirshad. It's a new feeling for Imami East Bengal during this tournament. They did concede those 2 late goals against Bangladesh Army. Don't forget the other semi-final coming up on Thursday. FC Goa against Mohun Bagan Supergiant. Just need to keep their heads, North East United. They've defended well so far.
It just shows again with head coach Juan Pedro Bernal, wasn't it? Tactical change, just drifting Falguni out in from that number 10 position, often getting into a wider area. When he needs to, he recognises space so well and just peels off the defence, and just almost opportunity just to guide the ball back in unopposed. Really, no real challenge, nobody getting out there to him once he drifts inside. It was almost playing like a free roll in there as a number 10, being able to drift and find and pick up the ball in spaces, and obviously has the technical ability to create things and make things happen in that final third.
The North East player down here, Mandar with the ball in. Severio's challenge. He was Borja's header, I think. So here comes Clayton Silver, Jordan Elsey, Harmanjot Kabra making way, and also coming on is Gursimrat, who will add a more forward dimension as well to their play. So we will be a shuffle of the pack for Carlos Kudrat. Clayton Silver, such a big crowd favourite, of course, signed that extension to his contract at the end of last season. Here come Imami East Bengal again, but too high. I think Clayton wanted the ball played back there from Nanda. Nanda went for goal himself.
Like we've mentioned in pre-season football, you don't have to take these chances and gamble, do you? You can just sit back, get the minutes in the legs. But here, highly competitive, coaches scratching their heads, thinking of opportunities, how they're going to get themselves back into the game for Imami East Bengal. Opportunity to bring Clayton back into the fold. Risk of taking a centre back off and maybe pushing an extra striker up top as well, just to create something and try and unbalance that resolute, sturdy, well organised, compact North East United shape.
Gursimrat will go in alongside Chung Nunga. We've got Clayton Silver and Severio up front, Sol Crespo and Borja just behind. We'll go all the way back to Prabshuk and Gill. Sol Crespo. Foul by Zabako, who was booked in the first half, just needs to be careful with those little niggly fouls. Nanda Kumar looking for the ball to be played early, away again by Zabako. What an important foot in, and here goes Partib. Got good pace here. This is where Imami East Bengal could get caught out. He's still going here. Partib just overrun it slightly. It was a slightly heavy touch in the area. It's end-to-end now as we're into the final half an hour of this semi-final. North East United leading by 2-0. Borja. Four along that front line now if Mandar can pick one out. Good defending again from North East United. And blocked by Philip Patu. Now Ibsen. Philip Patu. Ibsen goes off at a darting forward run. We've seen his turn of pace already in this tournament. Partib. Philip Patu. Partib. North East just looking comfortable at the moment. It doesn't matter how much pressure they're put on by East Bengal, they just seem to soak it up, wait their moment, and then still looking confident on the ball as well.
Yeah, Carlos Kudrat will be disappointed there that with the changes he's made, they're just not able to press that ball and recover it quicker, just standing off North East United too much, allowing them to dictate play a lot more often. And then now when they get the ball back, they just seem to be attacking almost in like a 2-4-4 formation, just leaving the two centre halves at the back and pushing everybody else into a high position.
Given away again, it'll be a foul by Nanda Kumar on Partib. Sort of Chakrabarti now in at right back after those changes were made. More of a 4-4-2 really now for the Army East Bengal.
Very much so, isn't it? 4-4-2, and then just them fullbacks pushing as high and wide as you can when they've got it to try and create that line of four when they're attacking. Obviously at risk with the pace and the energy that they've got with Gogoy and Falguni. When they lose possession, that North East United will get the space and be able to counter. But obviously at the stage of the game at 2-0, they need to take more risk.
Chumlunga. Still Crespo. So Shear's header straight to Mahesh though. Saverio's in the middle. Mandar going on the overlap, just trying to take a defender with him. In by Borja, away again by Ashia. Well defended again by North East United. Away by Zabako. Still trying to find some spaces going forward here. East Bengal. Here's Clayton Silva. Still the pressures on. That's a good header away to concede a corner from Dinesh, who was booked in the first half. Great header away.
Superb defending at the back post, isn't it? Knowing that you've got a sense, you've got someone on your outside shoulder, knowing you can't let it go, you're going to have to take a collision for the team as soon as you head it away, but to redirect that away from goal, absolutely superb at the back post.
There was a threat though for the Army East Bengal. Once again the header away from danger. Crowd just getting a little agitated now. They want their side to get a goal. Here's Chungnunga, another good block. And now a chance for a North East United break. Those white shirts come out of defence very quickly. Ibsen. Falguni. Right across goal and wasn't too far away. Good play again by North East United, looking to catch the Army East Bengal on the break. Roman Philippati that time.
There's still plenty of time left in this game, isn't there? But they're vulnerable on the counter-attack after have to be with Imam East Bengal pushing bodies high. And that time just that little change of pace from Romain Philippatu and just able to get the shot off, just not quite on target on that occasion.
Approaching the midway point of the second half. North East leading by 2-0 and making another couple of changes here. Toy is coming on, as is Ghani Nigam. And it's going to be Manvir that's going off, and Falguni going off as well. Possibly a little bit of a surprise that Falguni's going off, but he has had a good game, scored his goal. Toy Singh is on. Another new face in the North East United side this season. Mandar. Again, there's no real quality on the balls into the box at the moment. That'll be a free kick. Chakrabarti on Ibsen.
And that's what's been brought on to do, hasn't it? We mentioned it when he came on, just a slight tweaking in how they play. So more back to goal, more hold it up. try and break the game up, try and force the fouls, draw the opposition in like he's just done there, slow the game down. I just think Ghani's just a bit more of a surprise. Falgooni's gone off, but Ghani's obviously shown previously more of a ball player, more of a centre midfielder who can just hold play and get on the ball, and maybe that's what they're looking for now. Juan Pedro Bernali, just to be able to try and dictate play a little bit more, get on that ball. But I've been really impressed with Falgooni.
He's had a great game, he's had a great tournament so far, Falgooni. Third appearance off the bench for Ghani Nigam. Coaches once again having plenty to say for themselves. There's another card on the bench. Here's Mandar. Benios, the goalkeeping coach, goes into the book. The tension's running high at the moment. They weren't expecting this, Amami East Bengal, but they've found a North East United side invigorated this season already. And there's the man who's had a massive impact on this game, Falgooni. Manveer in the background. Mahesh, what can he create? We know he's got the ability. Trying to get to the byline, but once again Dinesh did well.
It's been a strength for them as well. I'd expect to see something from a set piece here. You can see Mahesh maybe walking away, maybe to go back to try and create a 2v1. And if not, it'll be to load it up, get the centre halves in the box. Although Elsie obviously been replaced, who's normally a real aerial threat for them. Not just about the first contact here, but keeping the ball alive as well.
Borja's corner. That's out off Clayton Silver, so it will be a goal kick to North East United. Final of the 132nd Indian Oil Durand Cup will be next Sunday here at the Kolkata, the Salt Lake Stadium as it's better known, of course. Second semi-final on Thursday, FC Goa taking on Mohan Bagan Supergiant, another side that have won this tournament 16 times. There's going to be a yellow card here for Javier Severio. I think that's been coming. He's got involved in a couple of things, Severio.
He's looked frustrated in the second half, hasn't he? Not quite had the impact that we know he can deliver. A few half kind of headers in the first time where he peeled off his man well, but not quite in that second half being able to get to grips from a well-organised, well-marshalled North East United side.
And there is the challenge that earned that yellow card. Frustrating night for him, hasn't had too much service. Frustrating night for him, hasn't had too much service. Good long ball over the top. Toy. Base on the edge of the area for Philippa too, but straight at Babshuk and Gill. Foul on Sol Crespo, which has left him in some discomfort. Once again, the benches are getting involved.
Immediate kind of press, that immediate pressure before then being able to drop back into a good organised shape that Juan Pedro Bernales had got them into. On that time, it just looks like he's caught him late, gesturing for potential for a card. As you can see the challenge here, catches knee and then just the bottom of the boot as well.
Dinesh was booked earlier on, so just needs to watch his step. The last thing North East want at this stage would be to go down to 10 men. Here's Sol Crespo. Well cut out again by Roman Philippa too, who is putting in a good shift tonight, the captain. That's helped on by Ibsen, looking for Toy. Only joined from Bengal for this season, another promising youngster. Sol Crespo. Chungnunga. Mandar. It's patient from Imami East Bengal, but patience isn't going to get them goals at the moment. North East coming forward again with Philippa 2. Ibsen just had to check his running of straight offside. Toy. There we go on his own here, Toy. He's got support from Ghani. Shot hit Chakrabarti. Shikun Gill coming out of his area to try and get Imami East Bengal moving forward again. And now they've got a little bit of momentum. Borja. Mahesh. Clayton Silva. Potent front line now with Clayton Silva and Javier Severio. Mahesh. Makes a deflection behind for a corner, but once again, look how many white shirts are back behind the ball.
Yeah, Bimama is really important there, isn't he? Just kind of the glue in the team, sitting in front of that back four. But they're just in danger now over this last 7 or 8 minutes, just dropping deeper and deeper into the back line, onto the edge of the box quickly. One thing they are doing though well, even though they're getting dropped too deep, is they're just staying compact.
Borja's ball in, another good punch away again by Meershad. Ibsen's ball in, Ibsen's foot in rather, was a fair one. Philippa 2. That's 4 against 3, North East favour. Lovely ball, Toy in a bit of space. Ibsen's with him. I showed too much of it to Civic Chakrabarti, and well, it's end to end now, as you would expect at this stage of the game. Gersabrat. Good chance that for North East United to really try and put this one beyond Imami East Bengal. Borja. Sol Crespo. Challenge on Severio goes unpunished. 15 minutes to go. North East leading by 2 goals to 0. Goal in each half, one from Zabako, one from Falguni. And one Pedro Benali's side grinding this one out. Chance here though for Imami East Bengal. Away again by Ashia.
Yeah, it's a more a 5-4-1 now, isn't it, for North East United. Ibsen just staying up high.
A chance, takes a deflection and goes in off Dinesh. I think that was going on target. It may well go down as an own goal. Mahesh with a shot. And there is a lifeline for the red and gold brigade. It has been coming, that pressure eventually was always likely to tell. And Imami East Bengal have got back into this game. There's still plenty of time to go as they come across for the water break in the second half, but they have got back into it now.
Yeah, game on, isn't it? Last 20 minutes now. We've just been mentioning earlier, the last couple of minutes, we mentioned that they're just dropping deeper and deeper and sitting back trying to protect, and it's sometimes not the best way, not being able to get pressure on that ball or up to it, and it just goes through a crowd of bodies. Severio, we just questioned his impact on the game, able just to drive inside the box and put the ball back as well. Oh, it's Severio in there in the middle of it, and it just redirects off Dinesh, doesn't it, past the keeper. That he's got no chance. Meershad in there, crowd of bodies in front of him, and they've got a chance to get back in the game.
Well, finally something to cheer on the bench. Dinesh, nothing he could do. The ball just hit him, he couldn't get out of the way. And the players taking on the water, and it's come at a good time as well for Imami East Bengal, because it means Carlos Quadra can get more instructions across to his team. But we said how potent it was with Clayton, Severio, Borja, Sol Crespo, and of course Mahesh. And so it's proved, and North East have finally been broken down, but it's been a good rearguard action for them, having gone 2 goals up. But you can bet they're going to have to soak up a lot more pressure in the second half. 2 more changes coming up. Gaurav Bora is coming on. Behama is coming off. Philippa 2 coming off. I'm not too sure those graphics are right, actually. Seems to have slightly mixed up, but I can tell you that 43 Pragyan Gogoi is now on as well. As you saw, Philippa 2 was one of those that's gone off.
Can only be just fresh legs in there, can't it? Roman Philippa 2 is obviously an influential player for them. We can see they're just starting to get stretched. Must be an opportunity to try and get fresh legs on. You know, Gogoi has played previously in there in centre midfield, nice and tidy player. It just goes to show that the last 5 or 10 minutes, North East United have had chances on the break. They've been quite wasteful. They were 3v3, they were 3v2, just not able to get anything on target. And it does cost you if you can't put the game to bed with, 15 minutes or so to play.
Clayton Silva almost nipping in there and causing a problem with a bit of hesitation at the back for North East. A corner here for Borja to swing over. Mirshad, safe pair of hands. That was a good take. Borja has dropped in to that back line as well now, so it is a real rearguard action by North East United to try and close out the win. This is going to be a long 10 minutes for the Highlanders. You can see what that goal for Imami East Bengal has done to the atmosphere here as well. It's nowhere near full, but they're making a lot of noise, the Red and Gold Brigade. Back to Prabshuk and Gill. Sol Crespo. Chungunga. Looking for options up ahead of him. Clayton Silva had come short, forward by Gursimrat. Played by Toy, who just guides that one back. And again, pressure on Mirshad's goal. Clayton Silva doesn't give up lost causes, and the goalkeeper in all sorts of problems for the second time in succession. Chungunga guides it back to Prabshuk and Gill. Partip has come across to this right-hand side now. And here we go again with Chungunga. Great pace to this game still, even at the 81-minute mark. Let's give it away to Toy. Poor ball from the youngster. Poor decision, and Imami East Bengal have possession back.
You could see the fresh legs there of North East United, won it straight away. It looks like they're freshened up. Quite unusual to bring both the centre midfielders off, but he's known for his bold decisions in the games so far in the tournament, and he's been able to obviously get his team in the lead and all the way through to the semi-finals. Both Philippa 2 and Bimama both coming off and being replaced, so you can see Ghani now playing as that 10, and it looks like Ashir stepping into centre midfield.
Nice little drop of the shoulder again, all the way across. It's too far ahead of Sivin. Nanda Kumar back in again, too close to the goalkeeper though, and taken comfortably by Mirshad. Look at the frustrations on those Imami East Bengal fans. Not a great ball in from Nanda Kumar, in fairness.
It looked like Ashir tracked his man and just pulled up, didn't it? Something's gone there. But they keep the ball alive. They're getting bodies in the box. You can see 5 players between the width of the post as he'll be able to drag this ball back, but just still not quite able to get the quality on it to hurt North East United.
Good take by Mirshad. Borja's starting to have an impact on the game as well. Well, this is worrying for Ashir because North East have made all 5 substitutions. But they won't want to lose a player through injury. Hopefully that's nothing too serious. Mirshad will just try and legally take as much time as he can every time he gets the ball. Severio trying to put him under pressure. cleared away and cleared straight out of play. So unnecessary handing the ball back here. Philippa Two substituted earlier. Mahesh takes the throw. Chungnunga. Gursimrat. To Dinesh. And all of a sudden, those loose balls and those second balls have been picked up by Emami East Bengal. Dinesh with a challenge, he could be in trouble. Now the referee's allowed play to run. He wants the free kick taken again, but well, Dinesh really needs to watch his step, because on any other occasion that might have been a yellow card for the foul on Mahesh.
Yeah, he's just got to stand up there, not able to dive in. You've got to force him to go backwards. You know you're on a yellow. Just putting a lazy leg out gives the opportunity for him to go over and give the referee a decision. Maybe even the quick free kick might have just got in the way and swayed the referee. He had other stuff to deal with, but that, you know, any other day you can see that given. You can easily see a yellow card, and that would be the end, and it'd put them in real trouble for the last 6 or 7 minutes plus added time.
Such a tricky character on the ball, Mahesh. Heavy touch from Sol Crespo. So out of play for the goal kick. There probably will be, if we're going by the games, probably around 6 or 7 minutes added time to come at the end of the game. So East Bengal will still feel there's plenty in this. There's no extra time, don't forget, it's straight to penalties if it is level at 90 minutes. North East won't want all their good work to come undone in the final few moments of the game. Defended resolutely. It was a deflected Mahesh shot from Dinesh that got Emami East Bengal back into it. Here's Chakrabarti. Now Chungnunga. Sol Crespo. Good pressing in midfield from Ibsen. They just need to try and keep that press on North East United, but there's quality in that Emami East Bengal side, allowed to run by Clayton Silva. Chakrabarti helps it out to Nanda Kumar. Now can we see some quality from him? Goes for goal himself, pushed away by Mirshad. There's a challenge in the area on Severio. They're claiming a penalty, Emami East Bengal. Fury among the crowd as well. Aditya Pakasta waves away the claims, and the pressure's still on. Nanda Kumar. Forced backwards, that time a real hearts-in-mouth moment for the North East United supporters. Chungnunga. That'll be too long and out of play for a throw. Well, was that a penalty, I wonder? We'll get a chance to have a look at it in a moment. Was there a tug by Gaurav Bora?
Looks like he has tugged on the shirt, hasn't he? Not enough obviously for him to go down, but strikers nowadays are feeling to make the most of it. I know Zabako's first thing was to wave that imaginary yellow card to suggest it was a dive, but he did have hold. There was a slight tug, probably didn't affect anything, but it gave the opportunity for the referee to make a decision.
Ibsen goes down there under Chungnunga's challenge and does win the free kick, although he did seem to win the ball there, Chungnunga. So much at stake here, place in the final of the Indian Oil Durand Cup. Well, just put under pressure there by Ghani Nigam. Now they will try and come forward. Sol Crespo. Well played again by Dinesh that time. Hesh just has to go back a little bit to take the throw. Here comes the change. Chungnunga going off. Mohamed Rakib is the player coming on. So a final change made by Emami East Bengal.
Looks like for light, doesn't it? Whether they'll be throwing an extra body up front. for the closing moments, just try and get an extra position in there, leave themselves a little bit more exposed at the back.
Here is Mohamed Rakib. Just 2 starts for Imami East Bengal last season. Normally at the Kerala Blasters. Under pressure from Partib. Go on is the shout, or the shout you can hear from the bench. It's a yellow card for Partib for tug of the shirt. And here come Imami East Bengal once again. Grandstand finish in progress. We'll know in just a moment how much injury time we're going to have. Sol Crespo caught in possession once again. That's good feet by Ibsen, but gives the ball away. Mohamed Rakib has already seen plenty of the ball since coming on. Borja. Well played again, Partib. Just seizing on a little bit of hesitancy and takes a tumble with no one anywhere near it. Mohamed Rakib again, forward by Chakrabarti. Nanda Kumar falls cross field. Foot in by Ashir, who's clearly struggling at the moment, but Ashir will try and stay up there for the cause just to keep a body on. There's another player down injured, maybe a touch of cramp. 8 minutes added time, so referees have clearly, we know around the world, Andy, been asked to make sure that we're getting the full amount of playing time, and that seems to be reflected here in that 8 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's all started with this idea that the ball and play traditionally in some major leagues across the world has only got down to 55, 50 minutes. By adding the time on, we saw it in the World Cup as a big kind of change and a big statement, and it's continuing. And good to see, we want to see more action. It just shows now they've used the substitutes up. That Partib Gogoy's in trouble as well. It looks like Ashir, who's gone into midfield, who's made some really courageous bold attempts to win the ball back in them areas, to run length of the pitch to get across and cover positions left. But he's struggling as well. Looks like either a calf or cramping up in his legs. Fascinatingly set up, isn't it? 2-1 going into 8 minutes of injury time for a place in the final.
You can see Ashir, he's virtually stationary at the moment, just trying to stretch. Here's Toy. It's a little bit early with 8 minutes to run the ball into the corner. Maybe he'll have a go for goal here. Takes a trip right on the edge of the penalty area from Chakrabarti. And a yellow card for the substitute. And a chance here for North East, but another step and that would have been a penalty to North East.
Yeah, quick feet, wasn't it? You're right, don't take it into the corner yet. You've got to still have game management. So why not draw 1v1, try and draw the foul. Slight tug on the shirt and they get to run the clock down. Just got to be careful now how they're set up for this free kick, North East United. Not overcommit too many bodies and make sure they're nice and compact behind the ball for no counters. Likewise for Imami East Bengal, they've got to pick the moment now to when they regain the ball to get it forward and get it forward quickly.
Just 4 players. White in the penalty area. Prabshik Gill waits in. It comes from Ghani Nigam. Flashes by that post. Didn't get the curl on it. He wanted to try and take it inside the post. And Imami East Bengal immediately trying to get themselves back in some forward motion. Sol Crespo. Mahesh. Defending from Gaurav Bora. Borja trying to take the throw in quickly to Sol Crespo this time. Now Borja. Too high again for Severio. And it's just the quality on the crosses at times that's let Imami East Bengal down. Nigam brings the ball away. Thought he was fouled. Pragyan couldn't pick up the loose ball. Mahesh. Still 5 minutes of injury time to go. Mohamed Rakib. Borja. Good block again by Dinesh to concede the corner. But it's all Imami East Bengal at the moment.
Yeah, defended his wide area well, Dinesh. Interestingly enough, just knocked the ball away there, and I'm thinking, please don't. On a yellow card as well, let your side down in the closing moments, but regroup, organise yourself, try and win this first contact from Imami East Bengal. Got to start taking some risks in the area now, bring more bodies up.
Lot riding on the experience at the back of Zabako and the inspiration of Ibsen as well for North East United. Good solid challenge on Clayton Silver. No hint of a penalty that time. Now here come North East. Ball didn't quite be on the same wavelength there. And once again it's going to come back at North East again. Good by Rakib. This is probably about as much pressure that North East have had to soak up in the competition so far when they've got themselves in front. Mandar just taking his eye off the ball, so Dinesh with the throw. Borja trying to hurry him along.
Yeah, if you go back to that FC Goa game, obviously leading twice, it's been a really interesting kind of development as a side, and I'm sure Juan Pedro Benali's developing his side. They need to be robust, they need to compete for 97, 99, 101 minutes nowadays, making sure they switch on and stay switched on to anything that's thrown at them.
Not cut out there by Tondomba. Partib. Ibsen trying to get in behind. Angle wasn't quite there for the shot. Mohamed Rakib closed him down. Tondomba. Straight at Babshuk and Gill. Zabako. Free kick's been given. And Zabako could be in trouble here. He was booked in the first half and he's going to go. Zabako will be sent off for North East United. So they're going to play the final couple of minutes of added time with only 10. Always a danger with those early yellow cards. And Michel Zabako to ground, but he's been sent off. And now North East really have got to do backs to the wall for the final 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's inexperience at the top end of the pitch, isn't it? Ibsen was through, he laid it back, and rather than keeping possession high up the pitch and knocking it back, they had a shot from distance straight into the keeper's hands and he could launch a quick counter-attack, which leaves them exposed at the back, and Zabako obviously getting caught wrong side and bringing the man down. Severio looks like he brought down there and gets his marching orders, but just a bit of experience at that top end of the pitch to keep the ball, force the mistake from Imam East Bengal rather than just playing it straight into Gill's hands, who then can launch the counter-attack quickly.
Well, it was always a danger. Now it's a reality. There he is, headed back across. Good save by Mirshad. Managed to just push that out of the way for Clayton Silver. Headed back in again! And East Bengal have equalised! Nanda Kumar with the header. And North East can't believe it. 6-7 minutes into added time. Nanda Kumar, who hasn't had the best of games, with a glancing header, and the resistance is broken, and Imami East Bengal's dream of another Durand Cup is back on again. It's 2-2 deep into stoppage time. What drama here in Kolkata.
Fantastic end to this game, isn't it? Unbelievable scenes, just mounting the pressure on and letting it tell, obviously getting the man overload at the last moment, just defending too deep, getting that ball across. Was initially great save from Mirshad, but just standing the ball back up and unmarked free header.
They all went to the ball. It just allowed that space for Nanda Kumar. Well, it can be such a cruel game at times, football. Well, that's why we love it so much. Nanda Kumar's header, that's sending off. Immediate impact in terms of the defensive work for North East United. The elation on the bench, well, that tells you what it means. Nanda Kumar with the goal.
They'll be disappointed, North East United. as we mentioned, just starting off a little bit of naivety up at the top end of the pitch just to give the ball away so cheaply when they could have run down the clock for the closing 2 minutes.
Can Army East Bengal go on and win this one in the regulation time? That's just too far ahead of Mahesh. You can't keep it in play. Well, this 132nd Indian Oil Durand Cup bringing us drama right to the very end here. Another semi-final to come in 2 days. Don't forget FC Goa against Mohan Bagan Supergiant. But still we don't know which of these teams is going through to the final. It's going to a shootout. It's 2-2. Clayton Silver not happy with something, but Nanda Kumar, 7 minutes into added time with a header, has levelled it up at 2-2. The pressure told in the end. The sending off was key. Zabako, who made way. And now one last effort for Imami East Bengal, but North East, some tired legs out there. Severio was involved in the goal, but the drama continues here, Andy.
Fascinating, isn't it? Because now you look at all the practice and preparation you've done in knockout tournaments, so goalkeepers working on and analysing opposition penalty takers and the other way around, and then you realise that a lot of your starting players that you would have looked at to go to in big decisions, have maybe been brought off in the later stages of the game. So who's your go-to players? Who wants to step up? The coaches might have their ideas, they might have their ways, they might already have a selection of the 5 that they want, but it might just be looking that player in the eye and asking him if he wants to step up and take on such a big occasion.
Well, there's only one foreigner left among the North East United ranks, that's Ibsen Dumelo. Well, what drama we've had here in the semi-final. Imami East Bengal was seemingly out of it midway through the second half, but they rallied, they fought, they pressed, they made changes. Carlos Kudrat, Dimas Delgado there with a few words as well for his team. Well, the drama's not over yet, but take nothing away from North East United and the part they've played in this thrilling semi-final. They went ahead. Falguni's ball in was headed in brilliantly by Zabako. All about the delivery from Falguni, and then what about this for an individual goal from Falguni as well, and North East very much in control at that point, Andy.
Very much so, tactically very astute, very aware of how to nullify the threats from Imami East Bengal. Made the changes at half-time, just after half-time as well, with Ibsen coming on, but then they just sat back, dropped too deep. Obviously the attacking changes from Imami East Bengal to throw more attacking options, and then in the end just weren't able to keep them out for long enough.
Well, we say it again, you don't get this sort of drama in pre-season friendlies. That's the beauty of this tournament at the start of a season. Clayton Silver and Laura Flora are the 2 captains now. Both the original captains were substituted. So we're going to the right-hand end, it would appear, for penalties. And this is about who holds their nerve. Some tired legs. But on paper, Andy, I suppose you look at the Imami East Bengal side and you say that they've got the experience. They've got Clayton Silver, Severio, Borja, Saul Crespo, Mahesh, and then a lot of youngsters among those North East United ranks. So, difficult one to call.
Fully agree, isn't it? It's the inexperience and sometimes the exuberance of youth that have no fear against maybe the more experienced. I'm sure they've just stepped forward straight away, the Imami East Bengal senior players, and just said, yep, that's me, I want to take it, I'm number 1, I'm number 2. But throughout the course of this tournament, we've seen Juan Pedro Benali's team have had a plan. They've always come up trumps in big moments, and let's see now who steps forward for them and wants to lead the line and take these penalties.
Well, they can certainly hold their heads up high, North East United, because they have been a breath of fresh air in this tournament. 5 points in the league last season, of course, in the Hero ASL, bottom of the table, the lowest ever points tally, the most goals conceded. But I certainly think they're going to be a much better and a more competitive proposition this season under Juan Pedro Bernali. But what they'll be feeling at the moment is a sense of being deflated, having got that 2-0 lead, but they just have to raise themselves. And there's always a hero, there's always a villain in a penalty shootout. It could be made for goalkeepers, it could be made for a hero, but unfortunately somebody will have to lose in the most heartbreaking fashion. And straight away you can see Clayton Silva looking to give Imami East Bengal an early lead. He will take the first penalty against Mirshad. Look at Yipakasta just explaining about keeping 1 foot on or above the goal line. You can't replicate the practice though in terms of taking a penalty in this situation with such a...
Very much so. It's so hard. I've seen or been involved with teams that have tried to do it after the session's finished, where players are under fatigue, but it's nothing to do with that. It's the environment, it's what's at stake, it's the competitive nature of the player and the team that they represent.
Clayton Silva then with the opening penalty for Imami East Bengal. Mirshad stands in his way. Little stutter in the run-up. Got a hand to it, Mirshad, but there was too much pace on the ball. Into the bottom corner. And Imami East Bengal into the early lead.
Yeah, they have this kind of way now about do you have to be in one solid motion, are you allowed to kind of stutter and... But in the end it's the pace, even from that kind of slow position, that able to get the power into the corner.
Just got a fingertip to it, Mirshad, but too good. We've seen him do that time and time again. Clayton Silva, Babshik and Gill. Up next, going to be Ibsen. They're the only foreigner left on the field for North East at the end of the game after Zabako's sending off. Can he keep it all square? In comes Ibsen, he too stutters, and into the net to make it 1-1. So first penalty dispatched by both teams.
Very calm by Ibsen, isn't it? Looking at the goalkeeper all the way, just a little check on the ball just before he just whips it inside. Cool and calm.
His job done for the moment. He was still on the field to take a penalty. It's Gani Nigam who's going to take the second one for North East United. He too stutters in the run-up. Little shimmy as well and sends...
So they've had a look at maybe potential trends of players and where they place the penalties, come up with their own strategy, what might help. I've also worked with goalkeepers who just chuck that away and just say, no, I'm just going to choose away and stick to it.
Up next.
almost touches the side netting. Great kind of view of the camera through the back of the goal. Mershad no chance.
5 penalties each, of course. If it's still level after 5, we go to sudden death. Partib. Gugoi. Penalty by Partib, but a good save by the former Kerala Blasters keeper who's joined for this season.
He didn't quite get the contact, did he, that he wanted. Just halfway between middle of the goal and the edge of the goal in terms of the goalkeeper's positioning. Lovely height for him as well, just to bundle the ball back away.
I don't think his foot was on the line actually when that was taken, but it is so difficult, it's so quick, of course. Oh, he's going to have to take it again. Well, I did think that he'd come forward slightly and encroached. The goalkeeper has to have a foot on the line when the kick is taken. So Partib will get a second chance here. Oh, will he do the same again? Oh, hits the bar this time! You feel for Partib. But he has hit the bar, so it is 3-2 to Umami East Bengal.
Almost looks like he could have encroached again there. Obviously he's gone for power that time over the placement and the poor strike the previous occasion.
A lot of pointing going on the Umami East Bengal bench. It will be Mahesh against Mirshad. Sends him the wrong way. The North East have to score. Otherwise it is Umami East Bengal that are going through to their 27th Indian Oil Durand Cup final. Another stutter in the run-up, walking pace.
A very casual penalty, isn't it? No pace at all when it crosses the line. Burley just pushes into the back of the net and all the pressure heaps on North East United.
Pressure back on North East. Pragyan Gugoi, whose brother it was that missed a moment or so ago, the substitute to keep this alive for North East United. Brilliantly done into the top corner. So they are still alive, but now attention turns to Mirshad, who has to save this next penalty or Umami East Bengal have to miss.
Yeah, really high into that corner. Gill absolutely no chance with this one. And as you say, it's Umami East Bengal's opportunity now to finish the game. All the pressure now comes down to this penalty.
Well, that's Kudrat. Not much he can do but just look on and hope his side hold their nerve. It's the man who scored that equalising goal, Nanda Kumar, with the penalty to put Umami East Bengal into the final. Mirshad gets right, but again it was too good. And for the 27th time in the history of this competition, Umami East Bengal are into the final. A penalty shootout victory over North East United. It looked as though for long periods as they would go out, but that late goal from Nanda Kumar and then his winning penalty has put them into the final, and they await their opponents, but feel for North East United, who played their part in what's been a thoroughly entertaining semi-final.
It's what they do, isn't it? Umami East Bengal, they get to finals of big tournaments. Indian Oil Durand Cup again for them. What an absolute opportunity. As we say, full credit, full respect to North East United. Thought they've had a superb tournament. They've really grown, they've really developed. They've had a tactical nous in terms of the games. I'm sure they'll be absolutely devastated and they'll grow from it, they'll learn. Young players such as Gugoi, who's had a real impact and one for the future, all needs to hold his head up high. But obviously just that resilience, just that strength, that belief from Umami East Bengal when it came to it, just to produce the goods late on in the game and take the game deep into penalties.
They can see their party inconsolable after missing that penalty. Such a difficult thing for a young player to do, but well, Crespo's reaction just says it all there. Puff of the cheeks and almost a huge sigh of relief for Imami East Bengal. But they have a few days now to prepare for the final. They'll find out their opponents on Thursday, of course, when FC Goa play Mohun Bagan Supergiant. Are we set for a second Kolkata derby in this edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup? It's an unfortunate way to lose a game, but well, there has to be a winner. Those Red and Gold Brigade fans believing that this is going to be a much better season, and they're already 90 minutes away from silverware, the first Durand Cup since 2004. Well, the crowd have played their part as well, created a good atmosphere here, and they'll be here again in numbers on Sunday, whoever their opponents. But if it is another Kolkata derby, then what an extra edge that will give the game. But well, FC Goa have proved that they have got a good lineup this season, and it will be a fascinating match in 48 hours time. But for now, it's red and gold in Kolkata. The Imami East Bengal are into the final of the Indian Oil Durand Cup after a thrilling night here. Such drama. And there's just, already you can see for both these teams, as we said at the start, Andy, there's a newfound belief this season.
Yeah, it's pure emotion in it, is why we love the beautiful game. The emotion just pouring out of teams, pouring out of sides. They get the extra rest now as well. They're able to watch on, rest and recover, watch the semi-final and plan their attack going into what's going to be a huge game on Sunday.
Well, it was new territory for North East United. They've never gone past the knockout stages of the Durand Cup. It's only their second appearance. Imami East Bengal, of course, 27 appearances, or they were looking for a 27th appearance in a final. 16-time winners of this competition. Good possession early on, but I think East Bengal had around about 60-odd% possession in the first half. That maybe set the tone, that early challenge from Falguni on Sol Crespo, and some early yellow cards for Crespo and for Philippa too. Couldn't find a way through the Imami East Bengal for all that possession. Mirshed made a couple of good saves, and it was the Highlanders that took the lead. This was a brilliant ball in from Falguni, and the header guided into the corner by Michel Zabako.
Yeah, I thought they were the brighter other side, weren't they, especially in that first half. Tactically got it absolutely spot on, but obviously the quality of Imami East Bengal able to tell through and kept themselves in